Today, I'm speaking with Sarah White, who's the founder at Aspect 43, which is a product marketing, go-to-market, and strategy firm working with B2B SaaS and service organizations with an emphasis in HR tech and work tech. Sarah, I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here.
Sarah, you just moved to Boise. What are some of your favorite restaurants, places to check out there in the city?
There is a local farm-to-table place called Fork that has been really good, nice and kind of semi-casual. You can get a really great burger there, and they have fresh food, but they try to source everything from within 100 miles.
Let's dive in because Aspect 43, you released your Work Insights report for 2024. I got a sneak peek. I feel pretty special. And so I read through it last night. You did an amazing job on the report, such great insights. Why don't you just give a little bit of background on the report, who you surveyed, what it covers, what insights you were diving into?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been running this report for a very long time. It was historically only available to our strategy clients or anybody that we were doing a little bit closer work with. We started to roll this out and release a little bit publicly in 2021, 2022 timeframe. And this year, we're actually releasing quite a bit of the research completely for free and not behind a firewall. Obviously, our members still get a little bit more because they fund it, but it's really a very unique approach in the market. We definitely take a behavioral economics type of approach, as well as a focus on voice of customer, to look at company-wide as well as employee-level priorities, concerns, key trends that are taking place. We include a huge mix of employees, which is very different to a lot of the other research, especially in the HR tech space, which is more focused on actually surveying HR and recruiting practitioners or leaders. Our company size representation ranges from 2 employees all the way up to 200,000 employees, and I believe we have 19 industries represented this year.
Yeah, and I love the mix and the holistic spread view of the market and the snapshot of what's going on. And right off the bat, the report hits on what I think is the biggest friction point that we're seeing in B2B tech and SaaS right now, which is the top concerns for companies are increasing sales revenue and growth and decreasing costs. And then the top concern for employees is financial stability, battling inflation, and how much they're getting compensated and paid. And so you could see that kind of tug of war between companies really struggling to meet the employees and candidates' financial demands and needs at this kind of moment in time.
The third aspect of this is that about a little over a third of businesses no longer feel that the technology they're buying has cost that actually is worth the value it's adding. And so they think the technology is now overpriced for the impact that it's having. And so you factor all of those different pieces in, and you kind of have a perfect storm across the board. But what's really interesting, like I said, we've been running this research for a very long time. This is the first time recruiting and retention has dropped out of one of the top 2 spots, dating all the way back to the recession time, 2009, 2010. It's been a huge shift and happened really, really quickly.
One of the things that stuck out to me about the report was that compliance is one of the top concerns, areas of focus for organizations, and areas where they are actually spending in the marketplace. I'm now at an HR compliance organization, helping lead partnerships there, and I'm seeing this firsthand as well.
Yes.
I'm talking to companies in categories for the first time where they're like, should we be adding a compliance solution? This makes sense now. So what stuck out to you really about the compliance data and these trends around that?
I think you're absolutely correct. Our director of research and insights actually is an employment law attorney for fun. So she never practiced. She was an HR practitioner who went back to law school for fun. And so it's been really interesting to see the number of vendors that have reached out to us to engage us to create content or do sessions for them specifically around compliance, because they are getting so many asks coming in. Our research is obviously showing that. I think the logical thing most people are going to jump to is being, oh, it's about AI, but it's actually not. And so we're seeing a little bit of it being AI, but a lot of it is just, we have a lot of people in the market that are very overwhelmed. Staffing has been cut in most HR and recruiting departments. And so you don't have as many specialists as you do generalist. And so they're trying to find different resources to ensure what they're doing is compliant. Because on top of this, we have released a number of new legislation and laws over the past 5 years, 6 years that has greatly impacted work. So it's going to be a really interesting shift. We have a compliance startup that we have worked with. You guys obviously are doing some really great stuff over there. And we're seeing a really large focus by the larger vendors around compliance also, whether it is through partnerships and trying to make sure that they have the right people in their ecosystem, or double checking to make sure everything that they are doing is really staying ahead of the game on compliance.